Defense Minister condoles victims of Kaduna bombing, pledges federal government support. And over 30 persons killed in fresh Taraba violence clash. Nigeria's external reserves fall by $1.65 billion in 6 months. And on the foreign scene, rescuers pull out first survivor of Zambia landslide that trapped 25 miners. Hello and thank you for joining us on Trust News Update. My name is Chiamaka Enendu. Thank you for joining in. The Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, says the armed forces will not relent in fighting criminal elements and adversaries of the nation. And Matawale said this on Tuesday when he visited victims of the Nigerian Army drone attack who were receiving treatment at the Barrow Diko Teaching Hospital in Kaduna. And Matawale was accompanied on a visit by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff and other senior military officers. And Matawale said that the visit, which was to ensure succor to the victims and other families, was directed by President Bola Tinubu. And still in Kaduna, women of Tundunbiri village in Kaduna say they are traumatized following the death of their husbands and children who were killed by the mistaken drone attack of the Nigerian Army on Sunday night. The women stated this during a visit by the Kaduna State Deputy Governor, the Chief of Army Staff, as well as traditional and religious leaders. Trust TV's Bello Musa has more.
The community is devastated as many women are now widows following the death of their husbands. They said they also lost their children to the accidental army bombing.
We were 10 in our house, but now it is only one that is remaining because our siblings were killed by the strike. We appealed to the government to come to our aid. Our husbands and children were killed. We don't have shelter nor food right now. We have to go to the bush and fetch firewood before we can get food to eat.
This lady, who is mourning her late mom, could not mention her name due to the trauma of losing her mother.
We will vacate the area after we finish harvesting. Many women will flee the community out of fear. Right now, it is only me and my younger brother that are remaining.
The community says, despite official figures, the death toll is still rising. Even yesterday, we buried 78 persons. I have the list. Even today, some died, and we are still counting. We want the government to help us. The visit by the Kaduna State government is to commiserate with the community over the death of their loved ones.
His Excellency, the Governor, and even the Presidency has called for an investigation, and inshallah, whatever is due to the people here, the government will try as much as possible to fulfill that. Our prayer is that for those who have lost their lives, that Allah in His mercies and His magnanimity will grant them rest, and that the families will be given the comfort and the fortitude to bear the loss. We pray that Allah in His grace will continue to protect us, and that this incident, by His grace, will never happen again.
The district head of Rigasa, Aminu Idris, appealed to the government to support the victims. A look at their road will make you realize that they are suffering. Government should look into their plight. After paying compensation, government should consider their welfare. The Chief of Army Staff also visited the community to apologize over the incident and to console them.
Army has already set up an inquiry, but coming here on the ground, it has given me an idea of the kind of expertise we need to bring onto the committee that is conducting the inquiry, for us to have an holistic view and to be able to give us recommendations that are worthwhile going forward. The Nigerian Army as a responsible organ of government and organization is willing to support law-abiding citizens. More so that the unfortunate incident that happened on Sunday occurred as a result of error on the part of Nigerian Army personnel. So we are ready to take responsibility for the medical bills of those ones in the hospital and also provide other support to the entire community so that they can live their life more worthwhile.
Tudimbiri is a mixed community, and according to the district head of Rigasa, there are Christians among the dead. From Tudimbiri in Kaduna State, Bella Musa reporting for Trust TV.
And in the meantime, the Jamaatul Nasril Islam has expressed sadness over the army airstrike at Tundumbiri village in the Gabi local government area that claimed the lives of over 85 people and left 66 others injured. The airstrike intended to flush out terrorists had on Sunday night accidentally killed and hit civilians during their Maulud celebration. And with growing condemnation from various quarters, Amnesty International, who visited the scene, confirmed there could be more who lost their lives in the incident. And JNI, in a statement on Wednesday by the Secretary General, Professor Khalid Aliyu, expressed disbelief that the military could kill innocent civilians in such a manner without due diligence before carrying out such operations in line with standard operating procedures of the military. And on its part, the Arewa Consultative Forum called for a thorough investigation into the bombing incident as well as compensation for the victims. The statement said the ACF is perplexed and deeply disturbed that such an operation could be contemplated and executed in a densely populated area, thereby suggesting an inexcusable, scandalous and possibly incompetent failure of intelligence. And away from Kaduna, 33 people, including settled Fulani herdsmen and farmers, were killed in fresh killings in 3 villages of Bali local government area of Taraba State. According to Daily Trust reports, 21 persons were killed at Gabatau village, 10 others as Ganfito, and 3 people killed in Hawan Mata, all in Bali local government area 2 days ago. The killings were linked to 3 Fulani herdsmen vigilante groups that targeted Fulani herdsmen who were settled in the area years ago. And sources say after the attack, hundreds of Fulani herdsmen had fled with their cows into neighboring Adamawa state. And similarly, many cows were said to be rustled, and more than 30 motorcycles belonging to those killed were carted away. Daily Trust reports that last week, bandits killed 18 hunters in the Bali local government area of Taraba State, and the Taraba State Police Command has now responded to calls for comment on the development. And Daily Trust reporter in Taraba, Magaji Hunkuyi, gives an update.
This attack is different from what happened in southern Taraba, that is in local government. This one, it has to do with the military, because we are told that the attackers were vigilante group or Fulani group who went to fish out or to attack bandits and their informants. That was what we had, but we don't know whether it is true. It has nothing to do with religion or ethnicity, because attackers are mostly Fulani and the victims are mostly Fulani. So there are a few houses who are living within the area where the attack took place. To this moment, there is no statement from either the government or the police or army, because I waited for almost 1 day. Yesterday, at around 11, I got the report and I did my report. I called the PPRO. He kept me waiting. Up to this moment, he didn't respond. Then the army, the spokesperson of the 6th Army Brigade in Jalingo, Lieutenant Onichu, I contacted him. He told me that he will call me back, but up to this moment, he didn't call me back. As far as this one is concerned, there is no any religion or attachment to it. It is purely issue of banditry.
And farmers in Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, have appealed to the state government to find a lasting solution to the challenges posed by the activities of herdsmen on the farms. And they made the appeal while speaking to Trust TV on some of the challenges facing agricultural activities in the state. The report.
Farming and rearing of animals are some of the activities that attracts people from different parts of the country to Taraba State for business transactions. While some come for the rainy season farming, some come for the dry season farming, while others visit the state for rearing of animals due to the nature of the state. The state is blessed with a potential rainfall which allows the grasses to stay for a long time in the area, a situation which attracts both farmers and herdsmen across the country, with a majority of them being Fulanis from the far north. However, farmers in the state have been complaining that herdsmen have been destroying their farms due to the onslaught of their animals. According to them, despite staying in their farms from dawn to sunset to protect their farm produce, the herdsmen who invade their farms with sophisticated weapons have continued to be a major setback to their farming business. They lamented that even with such cases being reported to the police or taken to the courts, nothing will be done to address the situation.
We invested so much into especially maize, but now, where I was expecting like 100 bags of maize, I only came back with just about 10 bags of maize, and mostly due to that, as they finished everything.
The herdsmen usually invade our farms and allow their animals to graze on our crops. The sad part is that even when you report to the authorities, nothing will be done. When we try to defend ourselves, we will be overpowered because they always wield sophisticated weapons. We are facing so many challenges ranging from high cost of petroleum, herdsmen attack, as well as increase in price of farm implements, among others. But the major challenge is that of the herdsmen. They will not come to our farms now because there are still few fresh grasses for grazing. But as soon as the grasses are gone, precisely between January and February, they will push their animals to our dry season farms because they know they will have fresh plants and water for their animals. Government should do something about it. The chairman, Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria and the state, Tanko Bobo Andami, called for the government regulations of the activities of herdsmen and the farmers to address the age-long crisis between the two groups.
It is the responsibility of the government to preserve this cattle route so that as governments benefit from the grains cultivated by the farmers, they also benefit from the revenue from the cattle. So it is the responsibility of the government to come out clearly with cattle route and grazing areas.
Attempts to speak with the security agencies on steps taken to address the issue were not successful.
And the Yobe State High Court on Tuesday sentenced the dismissed soldier Lance Corporal John Gabriel to death by hanging and Lance Corporal Adamu Gideon to a 10-year imprisonment at the Nigerian Correctional Service. Justice Usman Zana Mohammed convicted Gabriel attached to 241 Reese Battalion Nguru and Gideon after he found them guilty of the offences of murder and conspiracy, respectively. In delivering the judgments, Justice Mohammed held that after careful consideration of the facts before the court and the failure of the defendants to provide essential witnesses to corroborate their claim, he sentenced the two convicts in line with the provisions of the law. And recall that a prominent Islamic scholar based in Gashua, Goni Aisami, was murdered in Karasuwa local government area of Yobe State by a soldier who he gave a lift to while he was on his way from Gashua to Gashua from Kanu on the 22nd of August 2022. And angered by the action of the ex-soldiers, the Yobe State government, through the Ministry of Justice, took the matter to court, which led to the judgment. And this is Trust News Update coming up after the break. Price volatility destabilizing soya beans market despite bomber harvest in Kano. And more news when we return, to stay tuned.
It's time to jackpot for more fun. This season, there are loads of exciting content. Enjoy all the drama, intrigue, suspense, and romance in a wide range of telenovela series, Nollywood movies, Bollywood, kiddies program, and introducing our new kiddies channel, Wooing. After 5 years of waiting, the Nigeria Premier Football League is finally back, live and exclusively on Star Times.
Enjoy more this season with our jackpot promo. Recharge 2 months on Classic or Super Bouquet and get 14 days days free, or recharge 2 months and get upgraded to a higher bouquet. Wow! Recharge now and jackpot for more fun and stand a chance to win Sundial TV and other fantastic gifts. Offer runs till January 20, 2024. Terms and conditions apply. Star Times. Entertain your family.
A dark trade is thriving here, in the heart of Mararaba, a bustling satellite town that stretches into Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory.
There is one business for town inside Abuja. They do kidney harvesting.
Abbas is one of at least 6 young men from Mararaba that have followed this dangerous path.
One of my friends called me and told me that there is one hospital that they used to sell kidney.
Selling organ is illegal, is unethical. The repercussions are many. One, on the donor himself.
Bai kamata ka kama yaro ko shi ne ya gaya maka yana so. Bai kamata ka dauki yaro ba shawaran iyaye. To yanzu da sun mutu za a yi zubar da gawawakin su kenan.
I don't want me to bury my son. I want them to bury me. But as this thing happened, they're looking like just like ordinary picture.
The investigation is yet to be concluded.
The motive for the donation was money. And when they get the money, and the money will not be able to solve their problems, they ended up with regret. Most of them developed psychological issues. Some of them even got into depression.
We started manufacturing leather since 1958. But the most important thing is that if the system is checked correctly, we won't have where we are now.
If somebody has depression, they may just be very irritable and unproductive in the office. So you find on average already about 1 in 4, 1 in 5 Nigerians already have mental illness, a mental health condition that needs some form of attention.
No matter how good an economy is, if the federal government goes bust, believe me, everything in the economy is just a matter of time it will go bust. So first of all, about maybe slightly above, below 70% is in federal government securities.
If government has banned importation of fertilizer and states are doing it at the level of governance, but I believe that production and distribution of fertilizer should be left to the private sector.
This is the general multi-purpose card, and it has a chip here. So this chip is about 80 kilobytes. The one that you get from the bank for ATM is just 4 kilobytes. So this is like 20 times.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, this is News Update on Trust TV. Here is a recap of our major stories. Defense Minister condoles with victims of Kaduna bombing, pledges federal government support. And over 30 people killed in fresh Taraba violent clash. And moving on, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has called for increased budgetary allocation to enable it to intensify its fight against corruption in the country. The chairman of the anti-graft agency, Ola Olukoyede, made the call while defending the agency's budget in Abuja. The report.
According to Olukoyede, the EFCC has been facing numerous challenges in carrying out its mandate due to limited resources, as the agency's current budgetary allocation is not commensurate with the scale and complexity of corruption cases it deals with on a daily basis. He emphasized the urgent need for increased funding and oversight by the committee.
We are going to work in collaboration with the committee. The job of the committee is to oversight, the implementation of this budget as well. Step by step, point by point, monthly basis, quarterly basis, we have put mechanism in place to ensure that if we give you the opportunity to have your approval for our total proposal, we also want to confirm that it will be implemented to the last kobo.
The chairman of the House Committee on Financial Crimes, Ginger Obinna, noted that it is the responsibility of the committee to carry out oversight functions, as this will address any loophole in the agency.
All the ongoing projects are already completed. I want to know the reason why this reduction. If you look at it, in 2023, you have 2,530,707,086.00. Now in 2024, you have 1,241,237,267.00. A difference of 1,200 and something, 80-something million thereabouts. So this is a very big shift from what you had in 2023.
House Committee on Financial Crimes, while meeting with the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit (NFIU), the chairman also urged its members to unite in their commitment to safeguarding the economic prosperity of the nation, recognizing that the collaboration with the NFIU is instrumental to achieving their common goal. He added that together they can build a resilient financial system that stands as a beacon of trust and integrity.
And despite the bomber harvest of soybeans during this year's wet season farming in Kano, farmers say soybeans is still scarce in the market due to evaluation of the Nigerian-grown soybeans for export. And Trust TV's correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that merchants are storming agro-commodity market in the state to mop up soybeans for export. His report.
Inside the Wano International Grains Market in Kano, trucks loads of soybeans are waiting to be transported to different parts of the country, some to factories for processing, others for foreign exports. According to traders in the market, this year's soybeans price started at about 300,000 naira price per ton. But due to the high demand by the exporters, the price jumped to over 400,000 naira per ton.
2 months back ago, we bought the back of the soybeans 37,000, but right now, presently, the price is increased. It's past 40,000. Now we sell it, we buy it 42,000. Sometimes if we bring it here, we sell it 44, 43, 45. This is the price that we have now.
In the Wano Grains Market, soybeans have become a hot commodity sought after by many companies, resulting in a rise in the price to an alarming level, in addition to steep competition among local oil millers. We had stable price from the beginning of this year's dry season. During that time, we are selling a bag of soybeans at the cost of 30,000 naira, 33,000 naira, at worst 35,000 naira. But as I'm talking to you now, we are selling a bag of soybeans at between 43,000, 44,000 naira up to 45,000 naira. So the price keeps on increasing. There is no standard price. Today you will come to the market, you hear a different price. Tomorrow if you come back to the market, you will hear another price. But in general term, the price is increasing on daily basis. Although soybeans farmers had recorded a bumper harvest this year, traders say the demand has also increased largely due to the activities of exporters.
Waken suya abin da yake hauhawa
Well, actually, there is no standard price, and the reason why the price of soybeans is increasing because we have so many factories, indigenous factories that are into oil processing mill. Those companies used to come here to buy the soybeans in large quantity. There are also agents of different foreign countries that also used to come and buy the soybeans for export. This all together accumulated and make the price to jump higher. So at the moment, the price is at the top level actually. So far, market leaders say since there is no law prohibiting the exportation of the commodity, the development relating to soybeans may indeed continue to threaten Nigeria's food security. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
And now to business news. Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves has depleted by $1.6 billion to $32.9 billion in 6 months. And this is an effort by the Central Bank of Nigeria to align the nation's foreign exchange rate, has raised concerns amidst ongoing foreign currency fluctuations. The Central Bank of Nigeria had introduced new forex regulations back on 14th of June, prompting deposit money banks to eliminate the rate cap on the naira at the official investors and exporters window. And this move aimed to allow the national currency to freely fluctuate against the dollar and other global currencies. The policy has so far resulted in a decline in the naira and foreign currency reserves. And away from Nigeria, rescue workers in Zambia have pulled out the first survivor of a December 1 landslide that inundated an open-pit copper mine and trapped at least 25 people who were working without a permit, according to the Disaster Management Unit on Wednesday. The rescue team also retrieved one body which had yet to be identified, the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit said in a statement posted on Facebook. And Zambia's President Hakainde Hichilema said on Tuesday that he was still hopeful that the trapped miners were still alive as rescue efforts continued. And the miners at Siseli mine in Chingola, about 400 kilometers northwest of Lusaka, were trapped in 3 locations and heavy rains and flooded the pit, the government said. The mine was previously owned by Vedanta Konkola Copper Mines, but is now in the hands of a local company that is yet to start mining operations as it awaits safety and environmental approvals. And rescue workers, including military personnel and others from large-scale mining companies, were being cautious due to the soft ground slowing down the operations. And with that, we've come to the end of News Update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media handles and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentaries. My name is Chiamaka Enendu. Thank you for watching. Do well to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentaries. My name is Chiamaka Enendu. Thank you for watching.